there is an issue with the time-space continuum, and it is localized in Solon's vicinity, I guess.
Seattle is a different location entirely when it comes to time-space.
Yeah,
I believe
really
it. I believe it. Folks, hello! We're here. Video Games, the Video Game Choo-Choo podcast. We are here with episode 426 of the show. I'm John. I'm hosting. Hello. This week, I am joined by Maverick, who is here.
Yeah, go. I can't choose a team for this weekend because I know people that love both of these teams.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's
said
right.
go football, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're also here, do you have an opinion on Super Bowl candidates?
Yeah, absolutely.
The two
I know
teams?
who's going to win. I already, this is already, I think the game's already aired by the time this happens. So, Rihanna won the Super Bowl. Nailed it. Yes. Finally, justice has been done.
I gotta say, it was a shame that Rihanna got trapped in the weekend's light maze.
They're now just both wandering around and they're going, whoa, whoa.
It's weird. She did her own cover of Blinding Lights along with the new song that came out.
This
it was a good cover, but unfortunately...
That they keep bringing the light maze to these Super Bowl halftime shows, and they just keep, trapping more and more pop stars into it.
I'd believe it. I forget what last year's halftime show was. I am going to go look that up. Because
next year, Rob Thomas is going to come out and with Santana, and they're going to play Smooth, and then they're going to get stuck in the light maze, and now all four of them are in there, and it becomes this wacky, this wacky mystery machine type thing. You get Scooby-Dooed. They're doing the hallway gig.
I mean, yeah, but they're also out there. What if while they were trapped inside the light maze, they decided to just make an album, and it was just a really good album?
I think the acoustics in the light maze are pretty good.
Now. Yeah. Last year's was a fun one. They had Snoop Dogg out, Dr. Dre. It was the whole house.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the West Coast Dre hip hop crew.
Yeah.
I think Mary J. Blige was there.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige was there. Kendrick came out. Because Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was pulling. Or I guess he might have just come out with the Hard Part 5.
They kept each other away from the maze.
Yeah. They were in the house. So that meant that they were safe from the maze.
Correct.
But we don't know what Rihanna's up to. She's doing her own thing entirely. So if she has that same kind of protection, we don't know yet.
Exactly. We'll see how it shakes out. Not tonight.
Tonight.
Soon. On the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I might be making food for that. We got a little party coming up, and the latest Babish thing came out with the cheese dip that I might want to try and make.
I'm off on Sundays, which kind of feels a little bit like a waste this particular week, because it's damn, I could be it's probably going to be dead at work.
Yeah, working at arcade on Super Bowl Sunday would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I know. Kind of. Oh well, I'll take it still. Folks, video games occurred this past week. Goddamn. Look, I know I'm trying to shake the title of the Nintendo fanboy. I don't want to be so easy to please, but also there was a Nintendo Direct this past week, and it fucking ruled. It was really good.
I was shaking by the end. It just kept ramping up and up, and it felt like it was for me specifically.
Me too. Me too. It was very good. It was very good. Didn't care about the ending though, because I don't care about Zelda.
No, I knew that was coming already, and so I was just all right, I can tune out now. It was like the denouement. I just gotta land nice and softly after getting ramped way up.
Yeah, yeehaw! This is rad. This is okay, Zelda. All right, I'm gonna go do something else. I'm done. I'm done with this. Yes. Boy, oh boy, though, what a time! I'm gonna say let's just get right into it, because this is honestly probably gonna be the grand chunk of this show is going to be us talking about the Nintendo Direct, because there was a lot.
Chunk.
The grand chunk.
Yeah, they're gonna be calling the game next year.
Okay.
They've run out of Super Bowls. The number got too big. They can't figure out the Roman numerals for it. And now they just call it the Grand Chunk.
But yeah, they showed a Zelda trailer, another one. It's got vehicles. You're gonna be able to drive around and do some Gmod and / or Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts type shit.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of most of the trailer. It just looks like Breath of the Wild again. But driving a little tractor sounds great.
I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be neat. I haven't finished the first one. So maybe I'll finish this one. Like, I don't know. It's hard, like... The current wave of Zelda is a weird thing, because I feel like it's one of those hot or cold situations where you're either a hater or you think this is the best thing that ever made video games happen. And it's like, I'm in neither camp. I think there was fun to be had with the time that I had with it, and I really appreciated the way it wanted to like introduce or reintroduce things into Zelda. But I also don't think that this has to be like the ultimate, like it. God, what am I trying to say here? Like, the idea that Zelda games got too stale because of the fact that there is a pattern, to then go, all right, what if we included another pattern? And now everyone is popping off. It's like Makora got confirmed. Like, I don't know. It's not that hype. It's not that deep.
Yeah. I just think it's a game where the main bad guy shows up at the very beginning and says, I'm the main bad guy, and then that doesn't change for the entire 40 plus hours you play it. The stakes don't really rise or lower or do anything.
He doesn't even show up, though. It's like his presence is felt like...
Yeah.
The vibes were so bad. The vibes were so rancid that you still feel it. It's like you wake up after a party and it's like, ugh, it's not even that I do a walk of shame. I'm just like, I'm having a bad day until something changes that shift.
It's just like the vibes are rancid, because the big red blood moon comes out. And if one of those times a big rainbow moon came out and like, switched things up a little bit, I'd be feeling better about it. But just everything washes away.
Breath of the Wild is a story about depression and the way that your friend Prince Sidon helps you deal with that.
Yeah. And so, that part of things, I don't see that changing at all. That's the weird part about that trailer was that I was just like, oh, wow. It's not just like the same kind of game, the same kind of world, the same, you move things telekinetically with your mind and you can trick that into breaking the game and flying a bunch. But like the vibes are the same too. There's like the voiceover that just says like, hey, yeah, I fucking hate this Link guy. I really hate this Link guy. Still, we're gonna get him this time, I promise. And it's like, okay, buddy.
And I guess also this is like what, the second direct sequel in a Zelda game? If I'm remembering correctly. Third, maybe?
I mean, A Link Between Worlds is a pretty direct sequel to A Link to the Past, and then there's the
DS trilogy,
Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks. And I guess if you want to get really technical, there was like that kind of sort of third quest that unlocks if you like do seasons and the Game Boy Color ones. If you beat one of them and then you beat the other one, it gives you like a code to put in, and then there's like a little extra quest. So I guess that kind of counts. I don't know.
So then this is the first sequel that's on a big console release.
It's one where they didn't have to retroactively put out a book that's like, shut the fuck up, stop asking us about this.
Yeah. For sure. But no, yeah, it looks more like more Breath of the Wild, more of that style of Zelda. The big piece of news with this game though is that it is the first Switch game that will cost $70. The first Nintendo game, I guess. You know, um,
Boo! Clown
yeah,
shoes. Tomato, tomato, tomato.
yeah.
That's so.
It's interesting because they are basically saying that they are going to keep having like variable pricing. Like, you know, something that we're going to mention in a moment. Like, they showed Pikmin 4 and they put out pre-orders for that. And that's still 60. You know, they haven't raised the price on that, even though that is coming out after Zelda. Like, Zelda's in May and Pikmin is in July. So, I don't know, maybe it's just going to be like their big old gigantic games, I guess. Like, maybe the next 3D Mario is going to be 70. I don't know.
I feel like
it's bizarre.
If you're gonna do that, you know, my immediate look at, say, like a Dragon Ishin coming out, there is a digital deluxe edition that is like the standard 70. The base game is 60, but then one of the perks is that you can play it earlier. Like, you can just go ahead and boot that up on the 17th, and you're ready to go. Can beat the game like well in advance if you wanted to. And I'm curious if Nintendo might go that route as well, where if we are going to put these games out at a variable pricing, maybe we'll do something where the digital, there's a version of the digital release that can come out earlier to potentially like entice people. But also, I don't know, like if you got your Switch voucher, hey, you got something coming up for the Switch voucher. Still ridiculous to me that I have to consider getting Mario Kart at a full $60.
That is the problem. Yeah, like it's been pointed out a bunch, but you know, like if you look at these PS5 and Xbox Series games that are coming out at 70, like all that basically means for people who aren't like super rabid about it is just okay, yeah, we just have to wait a few months for it to go down in price.
You have to wait for a sale. God of War 2018 is like a confirmed $20 game now.
Yeah. I mean, like God of War
They kept it at that price now. It's a classic in like their categorization.
Yeah, Returnal, which was a $70 game when it came out, you get it for like $20 now. You know, like the prices have gone down. You can get Ratchet and Clank for less now. That's just the thing, is that if Nintendo games did go down in price, it would be like, this sucks, but it would be something that you could roll your eyes at and then just be like, all right, I won't buy it at launch. But yeah, like it's just going to be 70 forever. Like, and even when it does go on sale, the sale's not going to be incredible. Like, they just put Breath of the Wild on sale to line up with the Tears of the Kingdom hype, and it's like $40 instead of 60. And it's like, yeah, that's a deal, but it's not like a crazy deal. You know, yeah, that game's like five something years old now. Yeah, like it's like 5 years old, and it's still $40, which is nuts. When again, yeah, like you said, like God of War 2018, which came out after Zelda, is $20. Like, you could just walk into the store with a 20 and pick up a fucking brand new copy of that game. And you
for a moment, it came with your PS Plus subscription.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
There's nothing like you know, like Nintendo keeps talking about, oh, we don't want to, you know, make our games seem lesser or whatever. Like, no, all you're doing is you're just making it harder for more people to buy into them, you know? Like, it's just...
There's like, something so frustrating about the Nintendo business model, just because they can... If they said it was 80, if they said it was $90, they could just do that. They could just get away with it.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
Their investments are so secure, like, and they're doing this to Zelda specifically because they're going to test the waters out with a game that will inevitably sell exactly as many copies as they know it will sell.
Oh, they're slapping that Game Awards most anticipated game of 2023 sticker everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, it's brazen, and the thing that gets me is that it's the same game. It's Breath of the Wild again.
But more,
you know, you'd expect, like, you know, something that makes it worth $70, but we can't even make that case with this game. Even if they had that, it still doesn't make a difference because this is software. you're paying $70 to download something. That's ridiculous. That is ludicrous. Even if you bought it physical, you just get a cartridge and you go home with that. And like, that's just it's a very steep price. You'd think, going from 60 to 70 isn't a big jump. It really is. That is $10 more, and it makes a big difference.
And what's still worse is the fact that this is somehow a better deal in the world of software versus other software that will charge you just as much, but on a monthly or yearly subscription.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's circus scams out there. Adobe.
Look, I had to update my firewall again just to make sure my perfectly legally fine copies of Adobe software are not detectable online.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And I hope that still works, because I don't want to learn a new editing software.
Like, that's the issue. DaVinci Resolve.
I kind of have it there, and it kind of looks okay. So, like, if I need to make the jump, I can. But come on, just let me buy the one price for it. Is that too much to ask?
Hey, there's always those Nintendo vouchers. That's
there are.
That's
for
still
a whole
good
$20 discount.
Yeah, that's still not a bad bit. I do appreciate those, and I think they're fun.
So yeah, they showed another trailer for Pikmin 4.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. I was at work while watching the direct, and one of my coworkers saw the Pikmin trailer and saw that I was like emoting positively to it, and he went, "I've seen this game all over the place. I've seen these characters, like I know them from Smash. I don't know who these games are for." And I was just like, "Me, motherfucker, me!" Just very, very excited. I fucking love Pikmin. They showed the new characters. You're gonna have a whole little team of Hakotatians. They introduced one of the new Pikmin types. I don't know if they're gonna have more afterwards, but there are ice Pikmin now. And if you throw them on the water, it'll make the water freeze, and you'll be able to walk across it. There's also a big old dog creature that you can control and or tell what to do, and it'll help like drag items around. You can even use it to attack enemies. It's just this big ass dog. It looks really cool.
Yeah, they picked exactly the right things to show me. As someone who I barely play Pikmin, but the first one was incredible. The scariest thing in the Pikmin universe has always been water. And they give you just two different tools, this little dog creature that you can put all your Pikmin on and float with,
you can float across,
ice, and ice Pikmin. They both solve water. That's the specific thing that I'm like terrified of. And they just went out and did it. They just posted it. Water's not a problem anymore. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Let me see. I think they had the dog's name too. Let me see here. Yeah, the dog can drag 10 Pikmin worth of power, I suppose. Oh my god! I just want this game to come out. Ochi. Its name is Ochi.
Aww.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a nose. I guess
you're like looking around trying to find castaways too. Like you're trying to find like other Hakotatians that are out there getting all fucked up by the planet.
Other Olimars that got stranded.
Yeah, they showed a blue colored Hakotatian, which probably means that it's fucking Louis up to some bullshit again. Which I vote we need to just leave him to be the planet needs to take care of him. He does not deserve to be fucking Louis.
Louis has been voted off the island.
It's always his fault. Literally, like the past two games, like Pikmin 1, it was just an accident. Olimar got stranded. It happens. Pikmin 2 and 3, it's all Louis' fault. So if this is again something that Louis pulled, we need to just let the planet deal with him. We just need to see what happens,
Next on Survivor, Hokotate.
But the last thing that they revealed, though, is that it seems like you will be able to interact with the world at night, which previously was something you could not do. You know, like, if you've played the previous Pikmin games, you will recall that, you have to get out of there before nightfall, or else the monsters become extra ravenous and will attack you. It shows, like a Bulbor walking around at night. And, maybe you'll be able to go down there and actually perform tasks at night. But the monsters will be even stronger, so that's, like, the trade-off is, like, it'll be harder for you to do things down there. But it's an option.
That sounds really cool, and I'm wondering how they're gonna... They have to find a way to reinforce that the world is still, like, extraordinarily dangerous, because Pikmin 1 is a horror game. That is... there is nothing that is your friend... except for these little tiny guys that can't do shit, and you have to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And they reinforce that in so many ways. I talked about the water. If anything happens at night, it's like, oh, they're all dead. They're all dead. I couldn't find them in time. They're dead. It's awful.
Yeah.
The Pikmins after that were... they did a lot of other things, and the enemies were... like very big and strong and cool, but I don't know if they got back to that root of like, hey, the core of this game is that it's scary. This is a Nintendo game that makes you scared.
I mean, they more played. It always had that, but Pikmin 2 was about them being like, okay, like people were a bit frustrated with the time limit because you really did have to like do things a certain way if you wanted to get the true ending or whatever. Like it was very like you had 30 days to do it. That is a very specific kind of game, and so then they gave you infinite time in 2, and I think that kind of went too far in the opposite direction, where it was just like, it's like there's so many times where you'll just have a day where you do literally nothing, and like there should be a little bit of a push to get you to do stuff. And I think 3 did it best, where it was like you are trying to perform these tasks, but also you are collecting fruit for food. So that way you do have a bit of a time limit where it's like, you only have enough food for 4 days here. You can go out and collect more food and then extend your time limit. Like it's more about that managing of time. And I think that was really smart. I don't know what they're going to do here. Maybe they are just going to have infinite time, because it does seem more that this team seems like they're more like prepared to do what they got to do. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They haven't really shown too much of this game. Like the first like announcement was just like, yes, we're doing it. Here they just showed some gameplay. They showed the new Pikmin and then the new dog. But they haven't been like, this is what you're going to be doing on the day-to-day. This is your goal. But also, they don't really have to do that. At least not for me. Like for me, I know that there's going to be a Pikmin 4. That's literally all I need. I just need to see that it exists, and I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah,
I feel very similar.
There's plenty of room to change the formula for Pikmin, because there's nothing else like it. It is a strategy game similar to StarCraft, but you only have control of one specific character, and that's it. There's nothing else like that. So anything they do is exciting and novel. So good.
Next up, y'all, something that we've been asking for quite a while. Again, this is like, I don't want to kiss Nintendo's ass too much here, but man, they heard us. They listened. We got Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on Switch Online. Finally, it happened. The only
weird ones in there.
Yeah, they got some good pulls. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I will say the bummer is that Game Boy Advance is only for Switch Online Expansion Pass subscribers, so you will have to shell out extra for GBA. But some good pulls here. Let me pull up the full list here. Game Boy Switch. Let me just see here. They have like a full list of what is on there. Let me see.
I played the Alone in the Dark Game Boy game last night, which was bizarre.
It's weird, but also like it's kind of good. Like it's kind of cool. So at the start here, for Game Boy Original and Game Boy Color, we got Game Boy Tetris, we got Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. Awesome game. Everyone, please play that. Link's Awakening DX, Gargoyle's Quest, which again I have to recommend to everybody. Please check out Gargoyle's Quest. Game & Watch Gallery 3, which is a really weird one. Like, you definitely have to be like a certain kind of gamer to want to play Game & Watch Gallery, but it's still cool. You should definitely check it out. Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. Check that one out too, just because it's very weird. Metroid 2: Return of Samus, excellent version of of that. You can either play that or play Samus Returns. They're both good. Wario Land 3, classic Wario Land, and Kirby's Dream Land, the original Kirby. And you'll also be able to use Game Boy Pocket, and Game Boy Color filters. So based on how you remember playing those games, you can actually change the filters to play how you want. They also teased some more games here. Let me see if I can get the screenshot of the teasers for the original Game Boy.
The big teaser was the Pokemon trading card game.
That was one of them, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They also are going to have Kirby Tilt and Tumble and Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So those are good ones.
Oh, those are my favorites. I'm so excited.
And then for GBA, we have Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, which... at first you'll be like, why are they including that? We already have Mario 3 on the NES one. Well, it's going to include all the e-reader levels. So you'll be able to play those extra levels, which was something that you could do on the Wii U, but it's nice that they also included it here.
Yeah, those are a weird part that almost seem lost to time. I don't know if people remember the e-reader, but it was an attachment that you could stick on that would scan cards, and you had to collect physical cards to play more parts of games.
Yeah,
weird.
Each card had a little bit of data on it, so you had to scan multiple cards to get the full amount of data read on your Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, very odd, but very cool. WarioWare Inc., the original Mega Micro Games one. Mario Kart Super Circuit, which that game holds up in my opinion. That's a good Mario Kart. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, really great RPG. Minish
Awesome.
Cap, which, that's a beloved, weird Zelda. And this one actually has never gotten an American release. Kuru Kuru Kururin, which I think the only way that a lot of US folks will recognize Kuru Kuru Kururin is the assist trophy in Smash Bros, which is just that blue helicopter looking thing. Which Kuru Kuru Kururin is an interesting game where you are this constantly rotating blade. It looks like a helicopter blade, and you're trying to get through these winding mazes as you're constantly spinning, trying not to run into the wall or any obstacles. Still, it's a weird puzzle game, but also very cool.
No, they can't trick me into playing Kuru Kuru Kururin. I will not. The game looks so terrifying that. It looks like hell. It looks like have you ever played with one of those metal wires in a science museum or something that has the electric shock?
One of those.
Yeah.
Where
you have to pull the electric loop, or you have to pull the metal loop through it without touching any sides, it's Operation. Ugh.
It's that. It's basically Irritating Stick, if you remember that also on PS1. Yeah.
This is Irritating Stick.
I mean, I'm just happy that it's getting an official US release here, because it did only come out in Japan and Europe. So it's cool that people are going to be able to play that.
If I had access to that, I would play it. But also, I've got an emulator. I don't know. Game Boy Advance has always been the easiest thing in the world to emulate.
Yeah, that is the thing. I mean, so real quick, I will just say that the games that they tease for the future are Metroid Fusion, arguably one of the best Metroids.
Yeah.
Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, also a pretty good Metroid if you think about it. F-Zero Maximum Velocity, which I've never played that one, so don't quote me on that. Fire Emblem, which is the GBA Fire Emblem when they finally brought Fire Emblem over here. And Golden Sun. Which, fuck, if you haven't played Golden Sun, please play Golden Sun. Golden Sun rules.
Shout out to
Goldson
every
really
single
does.
person, shout out to every single person in that lineup who just in the back of their minds thinking, hoping maybe just for a second we were going to get it.
We got it.
We know that it'll never happen for that fleeting moment when you hear Game Boy titles getting announced, Game Boy Advance titles getting announced for Western release. Ooh, your heart just there's that half second of hope, even though you know better.
Yeah, there's a certain kind of Nintendo fan that every Nintendo Direct, they're just like, please say anything about Golden Sun. Please just say anything about Golden Sun. Nope.
I know what Maverick's talking about.
Yeah?
And as always, it's no crying until the end.
Mother 3, baby.
Oh.
You know better. At this point, how many years has it been? How many years has it been that all of us have gone ahead and already played the game on an emulator? Have maybe even got the fucking commemorative cartridge to play for an analog pocket at this point? Mm-hmm. We know better. But still.
I mean, Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound are out there on the Switch Online. I highly, highly doubt it, but one of these days, maybe, just maybe. The other thing too, though, is so this is something that a lot of people don't know. I'm going to use this as a bit of a public service announcement because people are always like, "Man, when are they going to? Why haven't they announced other Pokemon games?" They did Pokemon. They're doing Pokemon TCG, and I'm sure they'll do original Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire for these as well, and maybe some of the other spin-offs too. I would really love for them to put Pokemon Picross on there, which was a completely finished but unreleased game that also had a completely finished English translation. They should release that on Switch Online for sure, because that was in the Giga Leak. You can play that right now if you so desire, if you look hard enough.
I do desire. That's cool. I didn't know that existed.
It does exist, yeah. So I would love for them to release that officially. But the mainline Pokemon games, again, this is something that, I've had to tell people over the years. The reason why they are so, worried about doing it is, the current, European ratings board laws, or even the US ones, would bump up the age rating for those games because they have gambling in them, because of the game corners. And they can't. They don't want to just completely remove the game corner, especially not from the original games, because then you wouldn't be able to get a Porygon. But there is a game corner even in Gen 3, and so if you look at all the remakes and stuff, I think the game corner was still in Fire Red and Leaf Green. But if you look at Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, the game corner is always closed. So they are just they can't do it anymore. It would bump it up from an E rating. It might be E10, it might be T, it might be even mature over in Europe. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but
they really don't want you to gamble.
It's an optics thing. It is 100% an optics thing of them just not wanting to have Pokemon be over E for everyone.
That's fascinating.
So. Yeah, it's very frustrating. I do feel like they absolutely would do it because those would be sellers. They did put Gen 1, I think Gen 1 and Gen 2 on 3DS eShop, and I don't remember how they got around it. But those up until the end, I think whenever there's an eShop report or whatever, those are still some of the best selling games on the eShop. So if they did put those games on Switch Online, it would absolutely sell a lot of Switch Online, but I guess they just can't, without changing the game, and they're not going to go in that, especially not for Gen 1. Oh my god, the fucking they would they would find out that the game corner is a load bearing wall, and the entire game would fall apart. So yeah, that is a frustrating thing. I would love for those games to be playable for people, but yeah.
Are there any other games that you'd be looking forward to, especially on the Game Boy Color, which is a weird console?
So
it's a weird platform, right?
Yeah. So here, I'm gonna reach over to my big old box of Game Boy games here. I'm opening up the seal here. All right, I'm just looking at
I've
what
been thinking about this ever since playing Alone in the Dark, because the game that's a weird Game Boy Color game. Ever since playing that, I was thinking, what did the Game Boy Color have on it that was like the game that wasn't already just a sequel to a Game Boy game or a sequel to something else, or part of a bigger franchise? Because I think almost every Game Boy Color game was just a continuation of some other series. I don't know if there's any new IP that came out on the Game Boy Color and then that was their launching off point. Like I don't think there's anything like that for the Game Boy Color, like there is for pretty much every other console.
Okay, so I'm looking at the V's recommended games wiki as well.
Good.
And let me just tell you, they need to put Daikatana for Game Boy Color on there.
Okay,
you know about that, right?
No.
Yeah, they made it's more like a Zelda game. It's basically just like a Zelda kind of exploration hack and slash game on Game Boy Color. Like it is the best version of Daikatana. It is a completely different game.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Dragon Quest Monsters would be good pull.
Yes. Dragon Quest Monsters is awesome. Also, Dragon Quest 3 was Game Boy Color. God, that would whip.
I wonder if they would be able to pull it off, but it would be for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, the Hamtaro games.
That's the game. Mm-hmm.
Those were published by Nintendo.
Yes,
Miyamoto
they were.
Worked on those games.
Yeah. Holy shit. That is the franchise that launched to the Game Boy Color. That's the one. We got it.
I would hope that they put the original Mario Golf and Mario Tennis on there. I hope they do fucking Metal Walker. That'd be tight. And Metal Gear Ghost Babel. They gotta put Metal Gear Ghost Babel on that motherfucker. You know what would be really good? I know we just talked about Pokemon trading card game. What if they fucking put Pocket Monsters trading card Great Team Rocket? Where the fuck is the sequel? Put the fucking sequel on there. You don't know about the sequel?
No,
wait. Sequel.
It's a Team Rocket based sequel?
Yeah. Well, Great Team Rocket. It's not just Team Rocket, it's Great Team Rocket.
Ooh.
Yeah. I hope they do that. Holy shit.
Oh,
we're great now.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of it being Jesse and James or Butch and Cassidy, it's John, Booth, and their pet Dragonair Wilkes.
Good God.
Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, that would be one too.
Look, I had to remember my three named John killers because that could have gone another direction.
Let's see here. What other Game Boy games?
Pokemon gets woke.
Revenge of the Gator is a really good pinball game. They should put that on there. If we're talking about another game that needs a translation that should come out over here, is For the Frog, the Bell Tolls. They should put For the Frog, the Bell Tolls on there. Put a translation of that out. God, I have a lot of these fucking games already, though. Of course, I don't think it needs to be said, but my favorite original Game Boy game, Donkey Kong 94. They got to put that on there. They're going to put that on there.
Yes.
If more people are going to understand how good Donkey Kong 94 is, please, Nintendo, let them do that.
I assume
Mole-Mania also.
There you go. I assume anything that was in the Ambassador program is easily going to get a port in there.
Probably, yeah. Probably. Yeah, I would love for them to just dig a little bit into the rarer, expensive stuff. Like Avenging Spirit would be cool. That's an expensive game that not a lot of people know about. I'm just scrolling. Yeah, there's a lot of good Game Boy games. Again, I'm glad that we're highlighting Game Boy games because there's a bunch of GBA games that people are going to talk about. There's some good original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games that I absolutely think they need to get on there. The portable Mega Mans also, Mega Man 1 through 5, which seemingly is at least some of those games are confirmed because the the guy who runs Rockman Corner, Proto Dude, he tweeted basically that he has an agreement with Capcom that he can't talk about ROM hacks for games that are going to have releases in the foreseeable future, like either new entries or like ports. And there was a ROM hack recently for Mega Man 5 on Game Boy. So he couldn't talk about it, so fill in the blanks there, pretty much.
Yeah, every one of these that can should have a Mega Man on them, just because that's always the easiest one that people always go to when they open up their whatever console it is, NES, Game Boy, etc., etc. It's like if they see Mega Man on there, it's like, oh yeah, I'll play that for 15 minutes. Sure.
It's good. I'm happy that there's a lot of options here for folks. But yeah, let's move on. I could talk about Game Boy for all day. All day. Yeah, I could
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
This MF loves Game Boy.
I do. I have two. Listen, I have two like card boxes, like for tins for trading cards that I have filled with Game Boy games, and I will probably need a new one soon because if I buy more Game Boy games, I'm going to need more room. So yes, this was targeted towards John. But then also at the same time, the problem is that a lot of those I already own a lot of those games, so it's not really that big of a thing. Where it's just like, yeah, like I mean, once they start putting out the rarer stuff, it's like okay, because yeah, like Gargoyle's Quest on here, that's kind of expensive, and hopefully now that it's on the Switch, it'll go down in price. But still, it's just like it's a bit of an ask. If they put Ghost Babel on there, that is when I'll be like, all right, yeah, definitely. All right, okay, yes, enough. Splatoon 3, they announced the expansion pass, which, everyone expected because they did that for the other ones. The first wave, which I think is coming out soonish, is going to let you go back to Inkopolis from Splatoon 1. Where you can go to the stores from there.
I think the Squid Sisters are there.
Yeah, they are.
They can hang out.
And Wave 2 has a new story mode called Side Order, which your Squid Kid seems to go to the copied city from Nier Automata for some reason.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same colors and atmosphere. No idea what's really going on there. It's just it's there.
Squid Kid going to the copied city and just going, God, I wish someone would splat some ink on this place. Just making a mess of the place, and then like Adam or whoever it was comes around the corner and goes, "Oh, what are you doing?
What's going on over here? Hey!"
Oh.
Well, no, that's okay because the white or the city is actually a huge fan of white chocolate.
Guess so.
Of course, yes, yep.
For those keeping track of the Splatfest this weekend.
Oh, is it white chocolate and dark chocolate or something? Are they fighting?
White versus dark versus milk chocolate.
Yeah.
I should maybe get a few rounds of that tonight. I don't know. I wouldn't say that I fell off of Splatoon 3, but I realized, okay, yeah, there is a level at which I don't find it important to keep up with Splatoon 3.
Yeah. We got the Monolith Soft Minute, everybody. Two things from one team. They talked about the Xenoblade 3 expansion pass, which the last hero, Masha, will be coming out on February 15th, which she's kind of a weird one in that her whole thing is creating accessories for your team, but accessories are pretty much useless in this game. So, I mean, I'm sure that her combat will be fun, but like her like little side thing is not really important. And then there's also going to be a rogue-like sort of mode where you'll be fighting enemies, and as you progress, you'll like unlock more characters to add to your party, or new effects, or new weapons, and all that. All that sort of thing. And then the last part is later this year, there will be the final DLC, which is the story expansion. Which, if we think about what happened with the Xenoblade 2 and its story expansion, this is probably going to be pretty expansive. They showed a trailer where Shulk is there, and grown-up Rex is there, and all kinds of shit's going down, and it looks crazy, and I'm super excited, but I also need them to announce if this is going to be a physical release or not, so I can buy it or not. I mean, or not. I mean, either buy it physically or buy it digitally. I need to know what I'm going to do because I can't. I don't want to double dip. I'm not made of money. But also, I need to know if I'm going to be buying a physical version or not because the physical version will get very expensive if I don't buy it. Like the first thing.
Yep.
So please tell me Nintendo, thank you. And the other Monolith Soft thing is Baten Kaitos. Both of them, Origins and the original one, are getting remastered for Switch. They're not like remakes. They are just up-resing it and adding a few of those like RPG additions, like skipping battles and all that sort of thing. But that'll be this summer. Just remasters of Baten Kaitos. That's just great because I mean the original Baten Kaitos wasn't too expensive, but Origins got pretty expensive thanks to the current market. So I'm glad that there will be a way to buy those games physically and not spend like $200 something.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna finally play Baten Kaitos, a game that I've gone around the sun with a bunch of times, but never actually gotten to like play. I remember growing up because in Seattle they had like testers here. My uncle was a tester on that game and had a T-shirt from it, and so most of the time when I'd see him, he'd have the Baten Kaitos shirt on, and I'd be like,
"Hell yeah!
Oh right, you were that's yeah, just a weird like thing that was like in the background of my life." And so I'd always see this game like, yeah, I should play that game. It's probably really good. I don't even know if my uncle likes it. I should ask him. Like, do you like Baten Kaitos, or did you just have a nice shirt that you would wear and it had Nintendo on it?
Yeah.
I still like Chad Rex in Xeno 3.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And I guess like the again, yeah, like the weird maybe Xenogears reference. People don't know yet.
It's really, yeah, we have no idea what's going on with that because in the base game of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, they were like, oh hey, here's the founders of the city, which is like where the resistance is, and the Xenogears guy is just like there pretty much, like there's just a statue of him.
Wong.
Yeah. But they don't like say that's his name or whatever. It's like, oh, this could just be like a little reference, Tiki. But in this, maybe they will reveal, oh, it actually is him. Hey, this is what happened after Xenogears. He somehow became a character in Xenoblade. Hi, everybody. Square Enix isn't going to let us finish Disc 2, but we're going to put him in this anyway because we think it's funny. Bizarre. I mean, really, I'm hoping that the Baten Kaitos remasters will lead into remasters of Xeno Saga. God, too many games of Xeno in there. I hope that they do remasters of Xeno Saga, because God, more people need to play those. But also, I think that they would probably need to put a little bit more effort into those, just because the graphics are a little more dated, I would say. I mean, if they just did fucking remakes of Xeno Saga, that would be the bomb, but also that would be a big ask. And I'm sure that Monolith wants to do something new, because they've been doing Xenoblade for a while. I'm sure that they want to do something that isn't Xenoblade. We'll see. And for other, there were a lot of remasters announced. Remasters, remakes, etc. The more negative one, I would say, is the Etrian Odyssey remasters. They're doing the first 3 Etrian Odysseys, all releasing on June 1st for Steam and Switch. And the thing is that they are asking a lot for them. It is $40 each for each of them, or if you want all 3, it's $80. Which that's a pretty big ask, I would say. If you pre-order it, you get some Shin Megami Tensei character portraits, but $80 for 3 DS games. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, Etrian Odyssey is a weird one too, because it's the dungeon crawler game for the DS where you draw your own map, but also it's just a dungeon crawler. I don't know how much demand there is.
It might be one of my favorite Yeah songs, but I don't know if it's one of my favorite video games.
Yeah.
Like, no knock to people that do like Etrian Odyssey, and I definitely understand the dungeon crawler mechanic there. Like, Shin Megami Tensei heads really will probably be at me if I strictly comment on that itself, but I don't know. It's either way you cut it, $40 per game is definitely a lot for this kind of series as well.
At the very least, it will probably actually go on sale eventually. So
true. Atlas is good about that.
And I will say, you mentioned the SMT heads here. So one thing I will say is before I played Strange Journey, I was always like, oh, I don't think I like dungeon crawlers. I'll try Strange Journey and I'll see how I feel. And then I played Strange Journey and I'm just like, oh, wait, no. I think I do like, I am okay with dungeon crawlers. I just didn't like Etrian Odyssey.
And see, there's the fine tuning of it. Do I dislike the game itself or do I dislike the genre? Do I hate action movies or do I just hate bad action movies?
I don't think Etrian Odyssey is bad per se. I just think that its mechanics are definitely not something that I gel with. But yeah, it is what it is. There are people who are very excited about this, and for good reason. It's they are classics for a reason. Just not my bag.
Also glad to see classics of the Nintendo DS era. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Spectrum's remastered. When are we getting it, Nintendo?
Yeah, let's do it. Come on.
Give me Meteos already.
Get me
the other
Fuck. One of the other ones, yeah. Feel the Magic XXYY.
Fucking A, yeah.
Flower, Sun, and Rain.
Unironically, yes.
Yeah, no, legitimately.
Yeah. The other remaster that dropped was the original Metroid Prime, which some people are arguing, I think pretty fairly, that this is not actually a remaster, but it seems like it's just a full-on remake. Like, new engine and everything. It's out. They shadow dropped it. It is out on the eShop. The physical release will be February 22nd, which is what I'll be getting. But if you want to play Metroid Prime, you can do it right now on your Switch. Metroid Prime 4, Nintendo Switch. It's $40, which
I'm so happy.
Yeah. They done did it.
They done did it. It also doesn't have that extra high res sheen thing on it. It looks like the GameCube game. It's all the weird low poly kind of, not low poly, but all the surfaces are super smooth.
Yeah, no. It's funny that you mentioned it that way, if only because I have seen other argumentation of do we need this at all? Since Metroid Prime is that is a certified game of all time. I burn the candle at both ends in terms of the fact that physical and software preservation is necessary and always important. If you already have an iteration that's available, porting and re-releasing that would probably be the way to go when possible, just so that there is at least one version available instead of having to differentiate. And for some people it can be similar to the Resident Evils at points where the remakes to some extent can feel like a sweeping away of the original games, which again, it'll depend per person,
Mm-hmm.
I can't weigh in on the fundamentals of tank controls, but I get the concern there. But on the other hand, I could just go ahead and throw down $40 and have it available to me instead of having to go get my week, hook that up, and then find a GameCube controller again to then put everything together. The simplicity of commodity makes it the easier choice, and I think if anything, people are glad that it is not worse by comparison, because it's very easy to go the other direction and just make a version that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't that from what it looks like. It's a version that people really gel with and really are being blown away with.
It's got the twin stick controls now.
That too. Just having that natively is such a good addition.
Yep.
But then also you can go back and just play it straight up Metroid Prime, like it was on the GCN.
There's options. Yeah.
I never beat Metroid Prime was the first game where I felt fear.
Yeah, you
like
did.
it came with my GameCube, and I bought that when I was like 6 or 7. Like that was the game my sister and I tried to pick up, but we like got through the start screen and we were already scared shitless. I only knew about the game because of the little bit that like I saw my older cousin play through when he was around for like a little bit, and he was picking it up and getting through it.
Yeah, I mean, you're walking around on that game, and Talon is a disgusting place, and you're like touching a leaf on the ground, and Samus is going clunk, clunk, and I'm like, what's going on? And then you die, and the game over screen is terrifying.
Oh, that's scary. It's so scary. Samus is dying, and it's your fault.
She flatlines, doesn't she?
Maybe. It's a critical condition. But then you also get the first time that you get to Findrana Drifts, it's like, wow. This is what the metaphysical nirvana feels like, I guess.
Yeah, gorgeous there, and the snowy peaks, and the music cuts out, and it gets like really ambient, and has like a sparkle. And then you find the enemies,
then you're like, oh, right, this is the fear of God. And then you start finding the last time I tried to play that game, I stopped at the Metroid Center because I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, the Metroids are they just rush you. It's so scary. There's very little that's scarier than that feeling of like seeing a little guy across the way and then suddenly they're at your face.
God, it's so good. It's such a good game that maybe one of these days I'll find the strength to actually play through it.
I'm going to be in heaven. I'm going to play through it. I'm just having such a great time. And then I'm going to have to find like the X-ray visor or something, and I'll be miserable. There's like a part like right before the end where you're just looking for like little doors here or there. And you're just like, oh my God, I have to go through the drifts again.
Very cool that it's out though. Let's see here. What else? So Ghost Trick is coming out on modern consoles.
Ghost Trick! Yeah, baby! Everyone has to play it. You have to. By God law, you must.
Not really any like news about that other than it exists. Coming out this summer. But hell yeah,
they're going to get so loud about it.
I wonder if it's going to be the just the phone port.
Oh yeah,
I would think so. Probably because it makes it like single screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the shuffle dance. No one is ready. I don't think people are ready for the effect that that's going to have on it. Now that it's established cult classic, once that comes out on Switch, people are going to get very loud about it, and for good reason. And like, there's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 days between when it comes out and when people get to the end, and it's going to be a very good time. Because that game's ending is like sanctified, one of the best endings to a mystery.
We're also getting a remaster, a re-roll, if you will, of We Love Katamari.
Oh God, I forgot this entire direct is for me.
Video games are coming back. Shut up, it's for me. This one's for me.
No, I know.
Listen,
this is the all of us, the me that is all of us. It feels so personal.
It's for the people. It is for the people. It really is.
Let them cook. No, let me eat.
Let me eat. Yes, we're getting a remaster June 2nd. And they're also adding a new mode called the Royal Reverie, where you get to play as young King of All Cosmos.
That's so funny.
It's very funny. And also you can take selfies in the game too, if you want.
That's so funny. That's like, that gives so much agency to the prince, a character who is otherwise a victim in the entire game.
Like, I'm going through it, but let me just look a little cute real quick. Hang on.
It's the best Katamari game, which is one of the best franchises ever, and it's finally getting a remake. It's been so long. This is something that I felt like should have come out a long time ago, and it just hasn't. when Katamari Reroll came out for the Xbox, it was just like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Keep doing this. And they didn't. And they didn't right before getting to the best one in the series. And that one's the best one, not because, like, the mechanics are better than any of the other ones or anything. Like, the other more modern games have the same, like, mechanic set, but because they're so focused on making things bigger and better and faster, it doesn't get, like, We Heart Katamari was the perfect iteration where the game is chunky. The game is not smooth. And that, like, friction was really tactical, really felt right. It felt really good. And it also was the first one that did all of the, like, you not just roll up all the countries, but you roll up the entire galaxy, and it's all the stuff that you've made up to that point. And so all of the bits that are, like, kind of mainstays of the franchise all started there in a cool way. And it also had the most gimmicks. It had the most, like, gimmick stages where they asked you to do weird stuff, and most of those weird stuff hit. Most of them. Not the cow level. That level doesn't hit. Where you roll up one cow object and you lose the level. You have to get out immediately. That was perverted.
Oh, and it's great when they bring it back and they're like, oh, if you get a cow or a bear, it's over.
Yeah, we've increased the thing. Now it's cows and bears.
And it's like, well, obviously I want to get the hybrid cow bear that you have running around, but how do I get it?
Yeah. Brilliant game.
Let's see here. Here's a weird one. They announced a new fashion-related game called Fashion Dreamer. It's being published by Marvelous. But the odd thing is that it's being made by the people that made Style Savvy. So it's pretty much a new Style Savvy in all but name, but it's just not being published by Nintendo, so it can't be Style Savvy. So kind of weird. Like, I don't know why Nintendo's just, like, not like, oh yeah, we'll publish another Style Savvy. Who cares? Like, I don't know, just weird. I mean, it's
maybe
cool
they're just
that it
rebranding
exists. Like,
it.
people really love Style Savvy, but no, I mean, they're rebranding it because, you know, Nintendo owns Style Savvy.
Oh,
so
they don't
not
want to
being
work with
published by
Nintendo
them.
on it. That's weird.
I guess not. It is very weird. I mean, again, it's good. Like, I mean, I explicitly saw, like, 3 separate people on my Twitter timeline being like, all right, if they don't announce a new Style Savvy, I'm going to be pissed. And then, like, you know, when they revealed that game, everyone was like, oh, fuck, like, where's Style Savvy? And then after the Direct, like, their website went up and it said, like, this is by the people who made Style Savvy. And then everyone was like, oh, yes, okay, good. But also, what the fuck? Like, it was just a very weird little thing, you know, where it's just like, yeah, it is the new Style Savvy. This is like a Story of Seasons kind of deal where it's just not being published by the same people. So they have a different name.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. Who knows if there will ever be a game called Style Savvy 5 ever, but this is basically it. So if they never make another Style Savvy and they just keep making these games Fashion Dreamer, then
It's a good name.
Yeah, there it is. It is just going to be that.
The important thing for me, I don't know too much about Style Savvy, but the soundtracks are always banging.
You gotta ring ding dong.
Yeah.
You gotta.
And the Fashion Dreamer, like, trailer is like the music in it was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. Music to shop to.
Yeah, I do not entirely get Style Savvy. Maybe this is my one I'm a boy thing.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, if people are, like, the fact that there are, 4 different iterations of Style Savvy, good on it. That tells me more than enough that what I need to know about the actual dedication from, like, the player base.
Maybe we're the people that need Fashion Dreamer the most.
Challenge for someone to use Style or a Fashion Dreamer to make me new outfits.
Yeah. Nav,
specifically, whatever looks like I could maybe get it at, like, my local Uniqlo, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we gotta do it, I guess.
Like, I won't lie, for the last 6 months, I've been wearing the same set, or not 6 months, 4 months maybe. I've been wearing the same set of joggers, because I don't gotta go nowhere.
Yep.
Will you, I point to the screen, help me get fresh to death and drip down?
Let's do
I'm the DLC.
it. The Maverick pack.
It's what everyone wants. Come and style Brooklyn Sweetheart.
Level 5 is back, folks.
Oh God, are they? Oh my God,
they are. They announced 3 new games in one Nintendo Direct. First off was Deca Police, which is like an anime cop procedural sort of game. Looks pretty decent there.
Yeah, it's got a combat action system that looks really fast and exciting, and then it also has some kind of like mystery puzzle solving mechanic where you're in cyberspace and you're doing the like Sherlock Holmes thing. The
Mind Palace.
You're doing the Mind Palace, yeah.
You're gonna bust the pigs that are lining their pockets, so maybe there's some like corruption in there. I don't know.
Seeing him like arrest a guy with handcuffs kind of turned me off, though. It was like this gorgeous game, and I see this, and I'm like, oh, this protagonist is kind of a dick, actually.
Well, here's the thing:
that's a cool thing, but also it's like, oh, I don't.
He is kind of a dick, but they are doing this to a white guy, so I'm less unobtrusive about it. And
yeah,
then
it was
also
like a Wall Street fat cat kind of like caricature, if I remember right.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at it. It's like I'm rewriting the code for the online thing. What? That's criminal. I'll do whatever in this crazy city to get the results.
But it's like an anime kid.
Yeah, exactly. The vestiges of Lethal Weapon that maybe still work nowadays.
But chibi.
Yeah.
But chibi.
I won't worry about it too much.
They got a new Fantasy Life. It is called Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time. And you know that's what it's about, because in the trailer, they just walk up to a girl and she says, I will send you back in time. And that's it. So...
That's such a provocative title.
Yeah, and I mean,
hold on, I'm gonna have a fantasy life. I'm gonna have a fantasy life, and then there's gonna be a girl in it who steals time. Okay.
What else could you ask for? Nothing. It's gonna be like a city builder sort of game, except you're gonna be able to go back in time and then do things in the past that will influence the future. Like that's cute. That looks good. A lot of people are stoked for New Fantasy Life, so that was a good one. And both of those are gonna be out this year. The last one that doesn't have any kind of release date was, hey, guess what, everybody? Herschel Layton is taking time off from college again. He is not fucking working. He is going to Steampunk Land because they announced Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
His name's not Herschel, is it?
His first name is Herschel, yes.
What?
Yes.
It's Professor
Herschel Layton.
Wow, what a name. Okay. Herschel.
So they're back, yeah. Level 5 is back. They also said I think they're going to announce some more details about a new Inazuma 11 game, so they're going full swing, it seems like. That's crazy. I can't believe they're just back. They were gone for a hot minute.
I'm curious what it'll be like, because I don't... It's weird because on one hand, like, they were partially responsible for the fucking NFT Ni no Kuni game.
Yeah. Maybe,
so, like, hopefully, someone in internal was just like, all right, we heard from not Square Enix that this is kind of dying, so let's go ahead and do something else. What's popular? Columbo? Kids like Columbo? Okay, got it. Oh, there's like some free, like the 3 people caring about Fantasy Life. Yeah, we could dig into that. And
I'm sure that those freaks will do enough advertisement for us that other people will buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Like this will be the perpetual motion machine. And then Layton, all right, people are like down bad for Layton.
They're itching.
They didn't like his daughter. That fine. We'll do something new. We'll figure it out. We just gotta bear, like, this is all said as they have the corpse of the Ni no Kuni game in their trunk, ready to go and bury it.
Yeah. Here, I'll try to get through some of these a little quick, because we've been going for an hour here. They got the fourth wave of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. They haven't announced all of it, but they did say that there will be a new Yoshi's Island course, and that Birdo will be available as a playable character. And also they said that for the rest of the waves, for the rest of the booster course, each time there's a new wave, they will add a character. They said that I think they said that it's just going to be older characters. So it's going to be like, like Diddy Kong, probably. I think like King Boo will probably be available. It's going to be that kind of thing.
Double Dash fans, once again, waiting for something good.
Yeah, for sure. PD Piranha.
That announcement was really funny because it's this DLC pack that's supposed to be about having more courses, but they're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these courses. They've put
they're actively just porting the mobile game.
Yeah, so
they were doing that from the start, though.
They only showed one course. This DLC is about they're about selling new courses to this game, but
There are 4 more packs after this. So
I don't know what they're doing.
Is DK Mountain in there still? Is Daisy Cruise in there again?
I don't know off the top. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I never bought Mario Kart 8. I had never bought I think I did on the Wii U. But I never bought the DLC on the Wii U, and I never bought the Deluxe on the Switch. So, maybe one of these days I should, especially, if I am planning on getting the Switch expansion pass. I'm pretty sure the Mario Kart Deluxe DLC is on there as well.
They changed fucking Baby Park.
Yeah, it's like a little tilted.
Yeah.
It's got a little lean in it now.
Fucked up.
Yeah, no Daisy Cruise.
I do also want to mention, though, that every time I think about Birdo, I do just think about the Mario Advance. This is as far as you'll go voice clip. So,
wait, is Birdo talk in that game?
Everyone fucking talks in that game. Nobody shuts the fuck up in that game. Like it's insane. Like I hope they add that to Switch Online just so I can be like, hey, go play it for a hot minute and be like, oh my god, nobody shuts up in this game. Like it is just constantly everyone yelling. It's nuts. More DLC. Fire Emblem Engage's DLC. The Wave 2 came out, which had the new characters Soren, Hector, and Camilla. Pretty much everyone I follow was flipping out about Soren because their yaois returned. Seeing Soren and Ike interacting again. But also the fact that Soren is just listen. Soren is just a catty bitch, and it's really good. There are just like multiple like scenes of him like getting talked up to by women, like women being like, "Oh, I'm such a charmer, don't you think so, Soren?" And Soren's just like, I didn't fucking I don't care about you. I didn't ask. What the fuck are you talking about? And then as soon as Ike comes up, Soren's just like, I devote my life to him. He is my everything. Like, Soren doesn't want to deal with anyone except for Ike. Like he just wants to be with his big Smash Bros. BF. Powerful stuff, very inspiring. And then the fourth wave will have oh god, my fucking eyes. Wave 3 is going to have Chrom and Robin as one character again. Fire Emblem game moments, and Veronica, who has the most insane thing, in which she just, when you summon her, when you use her ability, she just pulls the Fire Emblem Heroes gacha and summons another character for you.
She's gaming. She plays the game.
She just plays the game.
She watches the product.
Yeah. And then Wave 4 will be a new story called the Fell Xenologue, which I don't know anything about Fire Emblem Engage, so your guess is as good as mine about what that'll be. But it's a new story, so I'm sure people who like Engage will be into that. Let's see here. I'm trying to get through the rest of this quickly. Okay, we got Samba de Amigo, new entry called Party Central, coming out this summer. Any of you like Samba de Amigo?
I don't know how you're supposed to like Samba de Amigo. This game is like really hard to get a hold of and very rare and bizarre.
I like the idea of Samba de Amigo.
Yeah.
I really vibe with the essence. It's funny seeing this, and I have no idea how they're like repackaging it. Like it, I feel offended that they took away Amigo's sombrero to an extent, and are just
I guess they
making him
kinda
like
did,
an EDM guy.
Club Monkey.
Yeah.
I need to know what the soundtrack is. I need to know how they're going for it.
Yeah, they said it's like modern music, right? They're gonna do it Just Dance style or something.
Maybe. I just have no idea what they're going to include. I hope that they've seen the way like Taiko no Tatsujin and other games have sort of like done their share of like releases, and so if there is stuff that they want to include, I hope that like the version released in the States is not significantly different from what we're going to get in like Japan.
I just hope that they put Megalovania in this one too.
That would be good.
Yep.
as it must, as it always must.
Okay, you can dress up Amigo. I'm seeing in the trailer.
Okay.
So that's good. Oh, you get a little festival outfit. All right, I'm on board. 40 songs across a variety of genres.
Doesn't sound bad. Probably have DLC too. You know. They said that Disney Illusion Island will release July 28th. That's that new Mickey Mouse platformer. That looks pretty good. Tron Identity, which is that Tron like puzzle visual novel game by Bithell Games, is going to be in April.
Always excited to see Bithel's work because there's always so much fascinating stuff. The last stuff that they did was John Wick Hex. And that was not like a banging success. It was very bizarre, but I was just fascinated with it. I think it's a really cool game. And so between Thomas Was Alone and that, there's another game I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Bithel's work is always exciting and weird. Like now we're doing Tron, but it's a visual novel. That's a weird concept. That's not normal. Like normal people don't think of that, and somehow Bithell can always get these contracts with IPs and then pitch them a game that like doesn't look like normal video games, which is hard to do. Like you go up to a company like Tron, who's owned by Disney, I think, right? It's a Disney one,
yeah,
and say, hey, I want to make a video game of your stuff. And they go, okay, you want a shooter? You want to make some gun stuff happen? It's like, no, this is going to be a visual novel. These things are great. And you go, and then usually I imagine execs would wring their hands and go, oh, I don't know about that. That's not a video game. This doesn't even have guns in it. Like, yeah, but he always pulls it off. And so I'm hoping that Bithell Games group is, cooking away on something. It just looks fun. It's cool.
And last thing that two last things that I wrote down on the in the bulletin here, because I didn't write down like there's still more after this. They announced more stuff. I just posted like the big stuff, I suppose. The Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe Edition on Switch is it's got a demo. It's coming out February 24th, and there's going to be a new Magalore focused epilogue. If you like Magalore, there you
go. I love Magalore. They're so evil.
Yeah.
Little sick and twisted.
And the last bit is that they finally have a release date for Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. It is coming out April 21st, which is kind of crazy considering that, it's been a long time since this was supposed to come out. It got delayed because of the Ukrainian war. And, Advance Wars just seems to have really bad timing releasing all the time. Because if you recall, the original Advance Wars came out on September 10th, 2001. So, my theory is that the Ukrainian war will be over by April 21st. And if not, Nintendo will solve it their own way, I suppose. Because they're not going to stand for it. We're gonna get it figured out, I guess.
Nintendo will solve the Ukrainian war.
They're gonna figure it out. I don't know how, but they're gonna do it.
That's Advance Wars 1+2, baby. Ooh, that's yeah. I don't know what Nintendo Directs are going to be like after this without Advance Wars 1 and 2 trailers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to be really, you know, I've seen it every Nintendo Direct for like the last 5 of them is at an Advance Wars trailer. End of an era.
Now we got to wait on the Battalion Wars remakes.
Yeah. So, I guess I will ask real quick before we move on from this. What were the big things that you were excited about? I know that you mentioned how stoked you were about Ghost Trick Solon, but what else are you really interested in here? What's your big highlights?
Yeah, no, Ghost Trick's going to change the world. That's a big one. And just seeing Metroid Prime coming out, that was the number one for me. That was like amazing. I can't believe they pulled it off, and they did a whole shadow release, and people didn't entirely know it was coming. And so what I was surprised was I kind of thought it would pop off more, actually. It has not popped off in the way that I expected. And so I'm a big fan of it. There's a lot of folks that are big fans of it, but I was expecting it to go like kind of gangbusters, and it's just fine. It's just, you know, it's just another game release. It's not like, you know, top stream #1 game on Twitch. I wish it was, but I kind of thought I thought it was going to get kind of close in that regard. But it being a shadow release and it being very little hype built up for it beforehand, it's like that's not really how that works. So yeah, it's just out now, and so it makes me happy.
I mean, you say that, and last month we got one shadow drop that immediately put itself on the market.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And that's a new IP. That's a whole different ball game. You're talking about Hi-Fi Rush, right?
Yep, exactly. And so, I don't know, I feel like it's the fact that one way or another, people that have wanted to stream Metroid Prime have found ways to stream Metroid Prime.
Right.
And this, cool, like very much a awesome welcome addition. From the streamer perspective, is at least like, okay, there's less hassle now. Or I don't have to boot up Dolphin now to get that set up if I already have my dedicated Switch set up as well. But then if you don't have that, then again, it's more like, you know, what avenues am I bypassing now to get this end result that thankfully some people always had access to.
Yeah. No, it's I know streaming's, you know, my market kind of thing. I'm knowledgeable about it and stuff, but also I just use it as a really good barometer on how a thing is in the zeitgeist right now. And yeah, Hi-Fi Rush like popped off big. It was awesome to see a brand new game going out like that. And what a good game to do it. But yeah, no, I was expecting this sudden release to get a lot of frenzy, and it got a very normal amount of frenzy. And so it was just like, oh, right, I need to hedge my expectations. This is Metroid Dread was one of the biggest releases of the last couple of years, but yeah, I think you're right that folks having access to Metroid Prime in other ways kind of has hedged this release.
There were also a lot of rumors that it was going to happen for a while. So this is just kind of like, this feels more like less like a, oh my god, it's so cool, and more just like a, okay, it happened. We're good now. Like, it's out there.
Right. There was kind of an inevitability
it was a collective
to it.
unclenching instead of like, oh yeah.
I'm so unclenched. Oh, fuck. We Heart Katamari. That's the biggest thing. That's,
yeah.
That's mine. Yes.
Maverick, how about you?
Yeah. I think We Heart Katamari reroll is sort of just like especially knowing that it's going to be out for other consoles. Because as much as I love having a reroll accessible on the go, I also do love just having it on my PC. Like, recognizing that I don't play it is one thing, but then also just being able to say, man, if I did want to go back right now, I could just pull that up. Like, that would rock. But, no, overall, I'm just like, I don't know, it's weird. I wouldn't say that I'm like uninterested in what a lot of the Direct has out. It's more just like, yeah, I just have to get through stuff. Like, it. At this point, Nintendo Directs are always a reminder of, like, I have a lot of other stuff that I want to get through before I really find myself latching onto anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, like, the re-releases or ports of stuff to a more accessible console, to the console that I have available, is always welcome. If I'm not, like, actively rooting on it, it's at least welcome because I know, okay, eventually I can get to this again. And that's going to be fun. I will say that, like, the level 5 resurgence is probably the most where I did just, like, feel myself getting excited. If only because, like, oh, this is stuff I have no idea about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fun to really have no expectations for what's gonna be coming in store. I mean, I say this because explicitly it's like I'm thinking months ahead at, like, you know, the 2 JRPGs that I'm going to be trying to fit into the rest of my schedule, which means that I get into the rest of another series as a result. And it's like, there's so much stuff in between that if there is something that comes along the way that is just totally unexpected, that's what hits. And again, like, it's weird to compare the entirety of this Direct to, like, the fact that January just had me really well fed. Unexpectedly, but, like, at the same time, that's where I'm at right now, in all honesty. But there's a lot of cool stuff. Like, I will not sit here and say it was a bad Direct. More so, I'm going to be down to see everything once it's fully out.
God, I was nuts about this Direct. You know, like, Game Boy. We talked about Game Boy and Game Boy Advance for way too long. So that should be my big one. Xenoblade 3 Expansion Pass looks amazing. Metro Prime I'm really stoked for. Bot and fucking Kaitos. I'm so happy that I'm not gonna have to spend so much money on that. Get physical copies of that.
Yes, yep.
It's just solid Direct. I ate it up. I was super happy about a lot of that. So yeah, there you go. Pikmin as well. Yeah, Pikmin. Fucking Pikmin 4. Yes. All right. Let's go over games. Let's talk about what we've been playing here.
We've been gaming.
Yeah, Solon, hit us with what you got, because I will just say up front, I don't really have anything new. I just played more Sakuna, but I don't have really anything else to talk about.
Making rice.
With regards to that. So Solon, tell us about what you've been playing.
I played, got a couple of games to recommend. I've got, I am on the end, the very finale of the Blackwell series. This Tuesday, I'm going to stream the finale of it, but, all 5 point-and-click adventure games from the Blackwell games, these kind of came out over, I think 2007, if I'm remembering right, to like 2014, 13, maybe even earlier than that. They're one of the first, like, indie games to have, like, full voice acting. As, like, that was just kind of a thing they pioneered, not out of the tech or something, but, like, out of the idea that, like, yeah, you could have just a Radio Shack headset and have your friends come over and voice the games and then do the logistics on it to make sure that your entire, like, 3-hour game is fully voice acted.
Yeah.
It was powerful stuff, but even more than that, the dialogue in the game and the setting and scenarios are very fresh. All of these games are New York crime mysteries centered around ghosts, and every one of them has the exact same arc of, like, you doing this hardcore mystery, you're like following the clues, getting the suspects, finding the culprits, trying to figure out what happens, and then at the very end, something bizarrely metaphysical happens. And you go, oh, right, this is a game about the spirit world.
Ooh.
And so they like lampshade it every time, and it gets me every time. But all of them hit hard. I was expecting, these are older games. They might have some cruff on them. They might have some older viewpoints or something. No, the entire time you're just fully gripped into this mystery, and it has aged extremely well. For what a modest production it is, it hangs with the best of the point and click genre. Like, this is, if you're like a point and click person, you love Monkey Island, you have to play the Blackwell series.
Okay.
And then on top of that, after I play this, there's like, this opens the doors to like 10 or so other modern point and clicks that have come out since the Blackwell series, sometimes from David Gilbert, sometimes from other folks, all published by Wadget Eye. And they're all, from what I can tell, they're all really good too. And they have the similar like visual styles that the LucasArts games had from back when that still look great. And they expand on it by, you know, being more modern, having more different little tech bits to them that clean up the cruff of the old games. And so it's like, wow, the Blackwell series itself is this cultural hinge on which the entire genre is like latched onto. It is what brings those old games from the 80s and 90s into the modern era. And so, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It's really good. And even Joey Malone, being this salty 1920s ass ghost, sometimes being a little misogynistic. And you go, fucking Joey, man. And he just like shrugs his shoulders and goes, what? They're dames. And it's like, Joey. Yeah, no, it's extremely good. Rosangela is one of the most relatable games protagonists that I've seen in a long time. Just the way that she moves around and follows all these clues while kind of like barely hanging on to what's going on around her or why she's doing any of this is it's very palpable. She's just got a great attitude about having to follow around ghosts and dead people all day. But yeah, I was up to that. If you're not a like retro old school point and click person, maybe you're more of an action person. I also played. I went on a journey. Playing a brand new game. It came out maybe like 2 years ago from a single developer, and they've been working on this because they just put out an update to it. This is a game called Satryn Deluxe, like Satryn, Satryn Deluxe. It's just this little indie game. They put out a free mobile version on the Android store, and so that's where I grabbed it. And I was like, "Whoa, this looks cool. What's this?" It's Robotron. It's a twin stick retro arcade shooter. Very simple. Very not trying to remake the wheel on this or anything, but I love Robotron 2084. It is my favorite arcade game. It's brilliant. It's perfect. It's loud. It's got a lot of noise. And it's visually stunning. This Satryn Deluxe is the exact same thing, but in a very small and elegant package, where Robotron is it's hard. It's a mean game. It's a quarter sucker. It really is aggressive. Satryn Deluxe is fun to play. You can download it on your phone and just be like, oh, yeah, this is great. That's what I did. I downloaded my phone and I'm like, wow, this is exactly what I was hoping it was. It's exactly what it looked like. And so I immediately go to Steam and I see it's on 40% off. It is $4.20 on the Steam store. And so I'm like, all right. And I go to play it because I want to play it with a controller in my hand. And once I'm playing it on controller, it's like, oh, this is brilliant. It is a modern Robotron, but by like a solo indie dev, and it has all of these little bits to it, little screen shake, a little power-ups here and there that can push you along, but all of the same give and take design of like, all right, I've got objects that need saving, so it's going to move me around the room to get extra points, and that risk and reward is going to push me into where enemies are at or where they're shooting at. And yeah, by the end of one level, you go, whoa, that was exciting. And then by the end of like 5 or 6 levels, you go, oh, this is kind of gorgeous. This is a beautiful game. Mm-hmm. This has all of the excitement of Robotron, but in this like kind of modern style. And And it was exactly what I was looking for. I had no idea what I was getting into, but it's just a little tiny indie game from 2 years ago that kind of fell under the radar, could have easily. And as it's been getting updates over time, it's just been getting better and better. They added auto fire so that, if folks need an auto fire button that just shoots for them, they've got it now. So it's like, what a nice little thing. But yeah, that's what I played this week. Some cute little indie Rex.
Good, thank you. Maverick, I'll save you your update for last here, because we do have 2 other bits of news here that we can run over real quick.
Sure.
All right.
First off, the frustrating, but also, of course, this is happening, bit of news here. So the SEC is suing or fining Activision Blizzard $35 million for not disclosing their sexual harassment issues to their investors. This is still yet another investigation into Activision Blizzard, another issue involving them. The SEC says that, here. I'll read bits from this Vice article here. The SEC claims that Activision Blizzard failed to properly collect information regarding workplace harassment, which the SEC deems necessary to disclose to investors, and included clauses within its employment contracts that broke rules designed to protect whistleblowers from corporate retaliation. So yeah, it's pretty much just like another layer on top of this continued thing, where it's just like, yeah, they didn't properly inform investors about what was going on, so they are being fined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is kind of just a part of the process, right?
Mm-hmm. There are still these continued issues with regards to the Microsoft acquisition. I saw that fucking Kotick was on Fox Business or some shit talking about Sony's not playing ball, and it's like, dog, I wish you were not here anymore, piece of shit. It's a mess. I would love for this to just be done with. Microsoft buying everything up is not really a good thing, but also I would just like for someone to be able to that I would like their unions to be recognized, which it seems like it's probably not going to happen until it's under Microsoft's banner, and for the sexual harassment to be properly taken care of, which again feels like it's not going to until it's under Microsoft's banner. It sucks so much that it really does feel like the moral answer to this is also kind of an immoral answer as well, because it's just it's getting gobbled up by this big monopoly, but workers are probably going to be treated better under the big monopoly. Sucks.
Yeah. No, there's a very dystopian feeling to it.
Speaking of oddly dystopian, I guess, the other bit of news here is that there's a new Yoko Taro project out there. We have gotten the next Yoko Taro project, and it's yet again another gacha game. This is the 3rd gacha game that he is involved with. And, let's hope that this one's better than the other 2, because the other 2 sucked.
Yeah.
This time he's not working with Square, though. He's actually working with Sega. It is a game called 404 Game Reset, where the characters in the gacha that you're rolling for are Gajinka women of different classic Sega titles. There's a girl here that is the Afterburner girl, where she's got a flight jacket, except it's very small, so that way you can still see her cleavage. We got the Virtua Cop girl, who I kind of love this. She has a fucking a light gun strapped to her that has
with the house phone cord.
Yeah, I kind of love that.
It's got a little bungee cord on it. Oh, that's really good.
It's cute. And then we got the Virtua Fighter girl, who she's got a Virtua Fighter kind of get up going on. Yes, there is an image of Yoko Taro looking badass in an Outrun machine. So, Yeah, I'm definitely of two minds about this in that, God, I wish that Yoko Taro would do something that isn't a fucking gotcha mobile game or some other dumb bullshit that I don't care about. But also, I kind of love these designs. I kind of love what they're doing here. So, I don't know. I will probably, if this comes out in the US, I will probably play it.
Yoko Taro, make the Sonic the Hedgehog girl right now.
So Yoko Taro, here's a quote from him here. It's a game that features Sega IP, so I thought Sega should be in the game, but I didn't think Sega would want to see a game that portrayed it well, so I portrayed it negatively. It's a world that imagines that if things were to go well for Sega, but then got out of control, it could end up like this. So I guess Sega took over the world, and it fucked everything up. Yeah.
What?
It is a distorted world where Sega reigns at the top of the world and controls everything. This is due to the power of the girls known as caste, who are born when Sega gave
the girls.
They were born when Sega gave its games an identity. Players must get involved in the battle to restore the world that Sega rules. All right.
No, I feel like I know enough Dreamcast girls, girls who just are really into old Sega consoles. This has play. I get it. This seems inspired.
One of the Guardians is going to be the uncle.
Oh my god, please. Yes, Uncle from Another World. Where is he?
He is securing the supremacy. He is not going to let an outsider like you take away this momentous occasion.
Oh my god.
There could be a Sagata Sanshiro cameo in here.
Oh no, you're going to see Sagata Sanshira's canon daughter, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely be rolling for the elf. If they add the elf girl, I will roll for her for sure.
They showed a little bit too of an outrun concept in the video itself, so
yeah, it seems kind of fun. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, no, this is a great idea. We always love console girls.
I mean, it's also basically the opposite of Sega Gaga, where Sega Gaga was we need to save Sega for the good of the world. Now it's, we need to destroy Sega for the good of the world.
And either way, you're going to get a good pay out of this for people that are going to expect it to have some secret thing that'll brick their phone. Because they're going to expect this to still be connected to the Nier universe.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Look, my request, I would rather there be some kind of Nier crossover with Puyo Puyo. I want to see Puyo Puyo art style 2B and 9S. That would be cute.
Yeah.
Oh god, now you just make me think about horny Puyo Puyo.
I'm not talking about. I'm not trying to talk about horny Puyo. I'm just talking about cute. All right, I'm just trying to talk
for
about
this game, because that's.
Yeah, you're probably right. There will be. Oh my god, I'm just I'm envisioning in my mind already that she's wearing a shirt where both of her boobs are Puyo.
God
damn it. I'm seeing it.
Oh brother, I'm just thinking slime already.
Why not both? A slime girl with a Puyo shirt.
Famitsu producer Gosuke Nakamura says there will be many more girls.
There will be many more girls.
The quote is many more girls, suggesting
more girls.
That players will be, quote, collecting them.
Alex Kid girl needs to have that awful haircut.
You can't fix the hair. It's part of the appeal.
It is.
Trying to think about what I mean. It's they're gonna do Yakuza girl.
It would be weird to do a Space Channel 5 girl because it's just her, right?
You could still get some mileage out of it.
She just show up.
I mean, yeah, if there is already just a girl for it, then yeah. I mean, Arl should be in there, for Puyo. There should definitely be a sexy slime Puyo girl, but they should also just have Arl in there.
Oh, so you're saying I'm looking at the picture of the Virtua Fighter girl, and you're saying that she just hangs out with the full poly Virtua Fighter girl, and so if Arl shows up, it'll just be this 2D flat sprite, and her just being hi, hey.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Maverick, what have you been playing?
Thanks to the power of Gamefly, not a sponsor, I just
What?
really like the fact that... What?
Gamefly still exists?
Oh, yeah.
It does.
You're getting mail?
I'm
Like
getting
snail
mail.
mail. That
Yes.
rules. Yes.
And I have it right here, because I, like, you know, for somehow, if you're in the cross-section of people that listen to this podcast, but are younger than, like, I guess me? I guess I'm like the youth cutoff for the podcast. I don't know. Like, if you're born in the 2000s and you're a diehard video game choo-choo fan, shouts out to you. Plug us on TikTok. I get map my audio to a TikTok that you make of, like, crushing soap or whatever it is you do over there. But anyway, no, Gamefly is a subscription service that famously, as people remember, you would pay the subscription fee to get video games mailed to you. And then you would play them for whatever amount of time you wanted to play them. You would mail them back, and then you would just have that process ongoing for whatever releases you wanted to get. Same model, same whole setup. Subscription prices will differ and whatnot, but basically, literally like last week, Rose sold me on the concept before we actually recorded, and I mean, look at that. It's been a week, and immediately, by like the next day, or last week I was like talking about this, like, oh, these are some games I want to pick up. Next week, I immediately have them, and I'm already going through them. It works. It is surprisingly, like, and not just any games, like anything is up for offer. There's an option that if there's a game that's like coming out soon that you would really want to get your hands on, like, I don't know, Final Fantasy 16 or Tears of the Kingdom, but you don't know if you want the full commitment of $60, hey, you can lock that game, have it as like a dedicated shipment once it drops and they have physical copies available, and you'll get that.
Yeah.
In the world of
I used this in 2000s, and it was revolutionary as a kid to be able to just manage my online subscription. I'd have like 2 games out or whatever, and then I'd play them, send them back a week later, get 2 more, and it was all for like, what, like $15 a month back then or something like that?
Yeah, now it's like, you start off at like 13, but for the 2 game price, it's like 20. But still, that's like
great. That's awesome.
20 a month, where this month I took out Evil West and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. $120 deal. I've only paid $13 for.
Wow.
This is the gamer's movie pass. If you are not considering a Gamefly subscription, if you aren't just like hard emulating stuff on your fucking monster rig to do like whatever PS5 emulation is out, or if you're on user or whatever, do Gamefly. It is, and you can just end it whenever. If there's a game that you really want, you can just pay a reduced dividend to keep it. Like, I don't have to pay a full $60 if I want to keep Evil West. I can just pay $40.
I was looking up on their website to see if they had the old stuff still, and it seems like they definitely don't. They do not have Game Boy Advance and game. Like, I click on the GameCube link and it says, "Do you miss the nostalgia of GameCube games? Gamefly has a great selection of GameCube video games for rent. Refined results, 0 results."
Yeah, I figure that'll be a whole market in its own way, but again, like in the landscape of $60 to potentially $70 games, realizing that there's an alternative, and especially at a point where it's like, you know, how much are you really wanting to have that game keep up forever space in your hard drive versus like, I want to try something out and then I want to be done with it. This is really nice. I like it a lot. But that's enough shilling for a service we're not sponsored by yet.
Yeah, sponsor us, goddammit. I'm looking at your Wii selection, and you have 7 games, but 2 of them are No More Heroes and Xenoblade Chronicles. It's pretty fucking good, actually.
That's a good deal. But Evil West, you know vampires?
I do. I know a couple.
John, you ever hear about a vampire? A Dracul? A Dracula?
Oh, I don't know
Okay.
if John's actually heard of Dracula's before.
It's all right. But
It's okay.
Solon,
We can teach them.
yeah. The paranormal, the supernatural. What if they've existed for a while? They've existed in the United States, and they were one of the prime things potentially harming the very fabric of our nation. And there was a secret society of beastie hunters, vampire hunters even, that in the shadows ensured everyone was safe at night from the things that go bump.
I'm listening.
Evil West is a very solid, like, B game, if you will, by I want to say Flying Wild Hog. And in it, you play a character who is the heir. Let me see here. You know what's also great about Gamefly? They give you the summary on, like, the little slip.
Yes, they do. Oh,
So
they
you can
still do that. Good.
Yep. So let me just read this real quick. Jump right into frantic, gory carnage in a vampire-infested Wild West as the trailer introduces. So I guess we're talking about the trailer here. But as we are introduced to Gunslinger...
on this piece of paper.
On this piece of paper.
Yeah. Okay.
As we are introduced to Gunslinger Jesse Rentier on his mission to eradicate the supernatural terror. As a star agent in his father's undercover monster hunting organization, his fight is also a personal war against the nightmarish leading figures in the vampire world. Take on Jesse's role as the final line between humanity and the vampire threat. Rise up to become a Wild West superhero and save the United States.
You were gonna save from vampires.
From vampires. In the post-Civil War. It's important to note that this is post-Civil War. So...
Yeah, so this is like West. You're out west, Evil West, and it's like cowboy country.
There's lore. It's like, oh, here's like there's little like collectibles and stuff that you can find each level. It's level based even. Like you can actively go back at any time and restart any of the missions if you want to like get extra collectibles or redo something. Like it is a video game as video game.
Okay,
super enjoyable.
What does it play like?
It's an over-the-shoulder, like, third-person deal, but I would say it is, like, closest to God of War, really. Or, I mean, the most appropriate, like, equivalent would be God Hand. It is another God Hand-like.
Oh my god, that kind of over-the-shoulder, yeah!
Where you... So
you're saying this is cowboys versus vampires, and you are just going to punch the shit out of a vampire.
Your weapon, your starting weapon, is a gauntlet, where the cover has the Rentier Industries print on it, but then it opens up and it has like two like meat cleavers on the side of it, and then like some knife sticking out. And whenever you're in combat, you are just punching the shit out of vampires. And that is like the main, like your stinger, because you do have a stinger equivalent that you advance while still doing damage. It is a Superman punch. You are Roman Reignsing it through the arenas. You can do uppercuts, and then if you and it's all through R1. Like all you have to do is tap R1. And that gets you your combos. Like it's not the most illustrious of components. It's why I'm not trying to compare it to like your DMCs or even like Hi-Fi Rush. It is a different level of gameplay, a different level of like really just, getting to juice your game, if you will.
It's a juicy game.
It's a pretty juicy game of and I've played a few throughout 2022. This is one that I was looking at. I was like, I didn't realize that this came out. I think we had listened to Rose on one end, at some point bring it up, and we're like, oh, that actually seems neat. So this is a good chance to try it out. And at where I'm at now, because this is also a 10-hour game, so wherever I end up, I don't anticipate to take too long with this game. but right now, my current loadout for whenever I roll out next is I'll have my main gauntlet for punching, Superman punches. I can uppercut, and then if I hold R1, the uppercut leads into like a jump dunk that I can just like punch someone into like the environment or like other enemies.
Awesome. Incredible.
I have a second gauntlet that I just picked up recently that is all electricity attacks. So it can be my block, which electrocutes enemies, and then when they're stunned, I can just do like an aura combo. Like I'm just punching the shit out of them, and then they go flying, or it'll be like a finisher. I can also use that if I hold L1 and like move forward. I can dash to an enemy and electrocute them, and then keep doing that.
This sounds incredible.
I've got other like there's gun options that are like very limited, where it's like you have the revolver that you can just sort of like fan out if you just like press R2.
Nice.
You can hold or press R2 for like specific like short bursts. You can fan it out if you hold R2, and it's kind of just like a like revolver spray. L2 is for your boomstick. No, sorry, your longer range rifle, which that is like the full on like over the shoulder aiming. If there's like buttons that are going to be like flying around, they're going to like unleash an attack. You can like see them at the moment that they're going to do it, and you can counter that, and that's like an immediate quick hit. Like they're just out. And that's like a good
cool.
Yeah, like adding to the flow, adding to like when you got to keep things going. And then recently I just got another, like I got a boomstick. Hit square, immediate close range, like radius damage that can either like one-shot enemies or just like crowd control whenever there's like bigger mobs coming up. And it's also handy for taking care of like shielded enemies, like and beefier ones, but it can still do everything else to like bring them down. And it's so well constructed. I will say that playing on hard mode for a game that I haven't tried out before does give me some difficulty, where it's like I am finding myself dying a lot, and I don't want to put that on like the onus of the game, Like it's not a game's fault that it is hard for me, and I am finding myself dying a lot. Rather, I'm choosing to find that challenge, and thankfully, when I'm like actually able to get into the zone, and if I can even like immediately pick up what I'm supposed to be getting out of the like environment, then it really clicks. You also have access to a healing mechanic, and anytime like as you're collecting money, that's useful for upgrades to like immediate changes in your gauntlets or your guns. And then you can also unlock specific perks as you level up, which you can also reset at like the main hub level that you get back to before you go off on each individual mission. And at any time you can reset those perks and see like, okay, what do I really want to like mess around with this time around, or what have I been really making use of? What could I do away with for the moment as I unlock more perks over time? And it also just has like it feels like a B movie in a way that like it knows what it's doing, and that's a fun welcome.
That's incredible. No, I'm really excited because the way that you've described Evil West sounds so cool. Like I know what I'm getting into, It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to have to kind of cut us off here. I got to get ready for work. So,
gosh, we're at time, huh?
We are. We're gonna have to do questions next week. But if you want to send in more, you can always go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You can do that.
These questions are so good. Oh, all right, next week.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, is there anything y'all want to shout out real quick personally before we wrap it up, or?
Yeah, come follow me on Twitch, ChorbySP. I'm on Twitter as well. I've got the games coming, and if you want to see the end of the Blackwell series, I got you. You should just come in during the middle of it. It's an incredible series, so you'll see immediately if you like it or not.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I did just mean in general, but you can shout out yourself.
I thought we're pushing to the end.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Maverick, you can shout yourself out too, real quick.
Oh yeah, no. I already did my plug for GameFly while you were out, so.
Okay, yeah.
But outside of that, if you want to just see more of me, you can find me on Twitter at MavSplaniamania. That's at MavSplaniamania, where I'm just posting, I'm hanging out. As more stuff comes around, I guess, in the years to come, I'll figure it out. You'll see me there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. And then for the normal shout outs here, we got our website, videogamechoochoo.com. At VGCC is our Twitter. Videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com is our Tumblr. You could put a /ask at the end of there to ask us questions for the podcast. Any podcast. Facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. YouTube.com/videogamechoochoo. And Twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. I would say maybe go subscribe to the Twitch because we'll probably have something up there soon-ish. Mm-hmm. We're still working on stuff. We're working on Game of the Year stuff, but just subscribe to that if you want. Patreon.com/VGCC. Give us $3 a month to get access to all of our stuff a week early. Or there is an exclusive video up on there, but we're going to probably work on doing more stuff soon. It's just right now we're doing Game of the Year, so stuff's a little backed up. We'll be caught up soon. Come hang out with us in the GameZone.zone. That is our website. You type or our Discord server. Type that into your web browser, and it'll bring you straight there. And thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. There will be another Bandcamp Friday in a couple of weeks, and that'll be the best time to buy their music. And that should do it. Again, I'm sorry that we didn't read questions this week, but we will do so very soon. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. And we'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Thank you.